Hey guys, it's Tommy CM, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the beginning of the end of the series. I say that because in the last episode we finished map 3, which contained Katanga Canyon, which you can just see here. And because we finished map 3, we're heading in to the final map of the recreation, which will include Gloomy Wood and Duel, and then heading down to Forbidden Valley to build Nemesis and Galactica, along with Blade down there as well. But that will be the final map, and then the whole park will have been built. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it all completed. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy doing it, but you know, it is a time-consuming thing. It isn't a quick build, building all of these different elements of the park. But it's certainly worth the effort put in. I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. So yeah, let's get straight in to beginning to build Duel in this episode, which is the haunted house interactive dark ride shooter experience thing. It was the haunted house, and then it got upgraded to have the guns on to be interactive. So that's of course what I'm going to be doing with it. So yeah, I'll see you in a moment once I've made a start on Duel. Right, so I've been theming the kind of main area of Gloomy Wood, which is the area that Duel sits in, and I've also done the track layout. So we'll take a look at all of this first. So first of all, we have these two sort of pillars welcoming you into the area. There's the Duel sign. Duel, the haunted house strikes back. In here, there's normally like a zombie sat up. Unfortunately, the zombie animatronics in the game don't actually sit up, so I've had to use a skeleton. He's normally up, kind of pointing a gun at people, and it's making like laser sounds. Over this way, we've got some vending machines. This one needs fixing by the looks of it, so I need to get a mechanic on that. You know what? As I always do in these videos, I'm going to actually do something while I'm recording. So yeah, we'll stick him in, and he can get to work fixing the claw machine. So yep, down here we have there's a little seating area. This is like a private access road, and that is the road, if you remember from the last map, the road that runs alongside Wickerman around the back, and that takes you all the way down there. Down here this takes you into the gardens, into the tower gardens themselves. So yeah, I've done a little path down there, but it kind of just stops at that end because I'm not doing the gardens down that part. Out here we have, I believe this is like a waffle and cream, or I can't remember the name of the shop, but I do need to know because I need to put the sign on there. Pretty awkward shaped building, but I've done the best I can there in terms of the roof. I think looks fine. It's just these walls kind of overlap, but it's just the weird sizing of it. But I'll have a play around, see if I can get it to work. I think I might be able to, but that's what I've done for now anyway. But yeah, essentially in the middle here, there's a load of seating areas, a bit of a planter there, and people can just come and chill and sit in Gloomy Wood. There's some more pillars going down this way. Now this leads down towards where Nemesis and Galactica are in Forbidden Valley. There's a little path here that takes you to some toilets, and that is also accessible from Gloomy Wood. So there's the toilets. In this building is the shop, which I think it's called Spooks R Us. I think it's called that. It may have changed its name, but I believe it is called Spooks R Us. Obviously a pun on Toys R Us, and that is where the exit of Duel leads you into. So you always end up coming out of there, which is what people are doing there. As I've said before, I'm not really fully theming out these shops just to save on piece counter. So I will put a door on there, but they will look like they're coming through the wall essentially. But yeah, so that's where the guests are going there, and then the ride itself. So over here. Now, essentially, it's a weird queue line, Duel is, because most of the time you can just go down here where this fence is and go on and you walk through this queue and then you go into the house. And the house is a big front, and it's like a big facade. So that's the normal queue, but on really busy days, they extend the queue line up down this section. So you end up going through here, there's a few like gravestones and stuff, and it just makes the queue line a little bit longer for when they need it. But most people do that. So what I've done is I have built a queue line, but I've not joined it up. So they won't ever use that. That's just there for decoration. And down here I've put some planters below the wall in order for the guests to walk around the fence and go and join the queue. So that's what they're doing there. And then I've just got to obviously theme all of the queue line. It is a very themed queue line. All of it is within a haunted house style. So that's what I've got to do. Now the ride itself, you come down here, and I've started off with the station. That's all I've done at the moment. So I've got the station going at least, and then this is the layout of Duel. Now I have looked online, and I have got a layout up of Duel of what it actually looks like, and I've tried to copy it as best as I can in terms of obviously the sizes and the speed, etc. But yeah, it's as close as I think I could probably copy the one I've seen. But that is essentially what the layout of the ride looks like. This might be quite interesting to people who've never looked at this before, but yeah, that's what it looks like. Now, what actually happens is you go through the front of the house here, and it looks like you're going into a haunted house building. The building actually stops around sort of here, and then you end up inside a warehouse like this. So by the end of this whole ride will just be this on top of each other in a big warehouse set out the back, and it will all be blocked by trees, etc. So you won't be able to see it from the path, but it will be inside a warehouse. So yeah, there's no like huge fancy building, because why spend money on that when the guests are only ever going to see from the inside? So yeah, it is quite a clever trick. It's one that Disney use a heck of a lot. Disney just use, they just put the fronts on buildings, and then the back of them just look really basic and bog standard, because as long as the guests don't see it, what's the point? So yeah, that's the Duel layout. One or two things I have an issue with on this ride. So one of the things I do like is that the guests do play with the guns and stuff, and that is what people do tend to do when they're sat in the queue lines. They'll pick the guns up and they'll start playing with them like this. This guy's looks really happy. But my issue with this is that essentially Duel is like in the station, the cars are like continuously moving along, and then you have to hop on them, and then as it leaves the station, they sort of separate. So that's one of them that I can't get right, just because of the mechanics again in the game. And also, what there is like you'll come into the station here, and you'll get out, and you'll go out on the exit, and then the car will go through here on its own into the station, into the entrance, so new guests can get on. Now, I've tried to split this into two separate stations and have a piece of track joining. It won't let me do that. And the fact that they sit in the cars here when they're back, but they won't get off the ride. So the frustration there is the fact that they sit on the ride and go all the way to the front to then hop off like this, and then just take a casual stroll, no rush whatsoever, back through there and out the exit. So that it's not quite what happens, but that's probably the only thing I can do really. I will try and obviously see if there is anything I can sort that out with. I will do, but at the moment that's as accurate as I think I can probably get in terms of the station layout. But yeah, I'll have a play around with it. I'm not giving up just yet. It's just it's just one of these things that where the mechanics in the game don't quite allow for the full real life version. But I've crossed a lot of bridges so far in this series. Hopefully I can cross one more. So yeah, that is the layout. I don't know why there's such a slow queue there. I need to change the settings. So there's not a massive hold up. But yeah, that's Duel layout. Anyway, I will go on now and spend the next several hours of my life. Many hours of my life theming this, because it is going to be a long job. It's not an easy thing to theme a haunted house on this game. Every little ounce of detail needs to be thought about. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now, and I shall see you once I've completed Duel. Right, so I thought I'd do like a partial update just here. So I've finished most of the queue line. So if we have a look here, there's my dual sign. I'm not sure if I showed you that before. But yeah, there's my dual sign. And I'll tell you what I didn't show you before is the monorail. The monorail goes through here, so I will obviously move the station eventually. But essentially, what the monorail is doing at the moment is it's closed, but it goes in a straight line. And I've used the glitch that I used on 13, so that it just goes in a straight line. You can see there it goes down, it comes back, and then when you see it here, you see that changes direction and goes back to the station. So yeah, if you do want to see how to do that glitch, then just go and search for my video about the glitch to build 13. It's exactly the same trick. But yeah, I didn't mention the monorail before, and I feel as though I should do. So yeah, the monorail flies straight over Gloomy Wood, so you can get a really close-up view of Duel. So down here, this is Duel. This is the front of the building. So as I say, it is a facade. You only ever see the front. The rest of it is hidden by trees, as I have done here, and you don't see the back of it. I will show you the back of it once we've had a look through. But yeah, that's what it looks like there. I'll show you what it looks like at night time, because this is obviously a dark ride, in a literal sense. That it looks better at night time. So I have lit up Gloomy Wood, as you can see around here, just with some lampposts. But the lighting works quite well, I think. And then down here we've lit up the extended queue line just around here, just with some little lights, like so. But yeah, we'll go down the queue line now, so you can see all the vines, etc., covering the building. Lots of rocks and bushes. Go down here, go up, and go into the queue line. So this is the first room you go into. There's lots of paintings that they kind of give you an illusion. In real life, it's one of those that when you look at it from another angle, it looks like the eyes are moving in a different way. Really cool. But obviously in here, I've just got to use the photo frames and change the images. So that's what I've done. Lots of cobwebs, as you can see, and tried to kind of spread the lighting out so that it gives it, you know, that sort of haunted house feeling, but it's not too dark, but it's not too bright. I've tried to find a balance. And then when you go into the next room, just here, so this is the probably the biggest room in the queue line. So this is where the path changes all levels, and it's kind of like sloped. It slopes to like the left and right as well. Really weird, but obviously I can only do kind of up and down here, so that's what I've done. So yeah, I've just got a few illusions in here because there is a few different effects going off in real life. So we've obviously got the bookcase there. We've got the fire with kind of green flames. Now, those of you who've been on the ride will recognise down here, I've tried to replicate the doll's house. There is a doll's house, and there's like a hologram of a girl going into different rooms on there. So I've tried to make sure that's in there, because that's one thing that always stands out whenever I go down onto the ride. And then obviously I've got, as you can see, I've got the lights on different timers, so the lights keep flashing, just to kind of, again, add to that sort of feel. There's a bit of spooky music. There's obviously the cuckoo of that clock as well. The wind's blowing on that curtain, and then right at the end here, there's a rocking horse that rocks on its own. I can't build a rocking horse, but what I can do is I can put a horse in from the carousel and put a white light on it, and it looks a little bit terrifying. So that's that's supposed to be the rocking horse for those of you who know it. So yeah, I'm sure you'll let me off with that one. But no, I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out there. And then you go through there and you're into the station. So you go down here, go down a bit of a ramp, and you, like I say, you just go and join the station. As I said before, they are like continuous vehicles that you just kind of go in, and then you pick up your gun and fire away. So that is the station. I've also put a little bit. There's a bit of space down here, and I didn't really know what to do with it because I needed this bit for the wooden floor. So what I did, I've just kind of gone for a bit of like realism, where they've just got lots of storage pieces that they may need at some point when operating the ride. So I've just gone for that down there, because there'll always be something like that in real life that you just don't notice. So yeah, this is the station, and then as you go through here, as I say, it's exactly the same on the other side, and there's the exit. But yeah, so that's what that looks like. I've now just got to theme the ride. I say just. That's a lot of track to theme. It could take me a while, but yeah. So in the daytime, as I say, this is a facade, because that's what you see there, and that's the actual building. And I know that looks like an absolute mess. I know it does. So don't worry about that. That will be corrected. Obviously, you won't ever be able to see that, because everybody who visits this part will be going in the queue line and won't be looking around. But what I will be doing is I'll just incorporate all of that into one big like shed, one big just box basically, so that it's all hidden from above. So if you look at above, it will just look all quite neat, just in a square box. And then, as I say, the rest of the ride is in this box, as you can see just here. So that's what I'll be doing. But yeah, I've just got to go and sit and theme now. I'm going to be sick to death of seeing this wallpaper. I know that. I've tried to mix it up with the two different types of wallpaper, but I'm sure I'll be sick to death of seeing that soon. But yeah, join me in a minute when I will have finished theming Duel. Okay, Duel is complete. It's been certainly a time-consuming exercise theming dark rides. It always is on Planet Coaster. I think coasters are actually easier to theme than dark rides, mainly because because you're going so slow on dark rides in comparison, every aspect needs to be themed in order to, sort of like appreciate it, so it doesn't look too bare. So yeah, I mean, obviously we saw the rest of the area previously, and as I say, at guest height, you can't see behind the building, you can't see what's down there, so I'm happy that is all hidden. But if we go up, there's the warehouse, there's the big building that it's all in. Ignore the bits of roof hanging out the edge, it is what it is. I'm not too fussed about that. But yeah, this is inside. As you can see, this is all under a roof, so it's a little bit difficult to show you what's in here. If we just go in, you can just sort of like get a feel of what this looks like in the day. Obviously, night time is when you want to be riding this, just to get the full effects of the lights, etc. But that's that. What I'll do is I'll just zoom out here. Let's just remove the roof and the walls, so you can see there all the different effects that are going off, all the scenery, all the targets, etc., etc. Yeah, we'll put them all back, and I think what we'll do now is we'll just head on for a POV. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to play the shooting ride. Obviously, with it being an interactive shooting ride, you can actually play this yourself and go round and try and get a high score. So once this is uploaded, which it will be once I finish Nemesis and Galactica, and done a park tour on the channel. Once it's uploaded, feel free to go on and then let me know your high scores. I would be intrigued to see who does the best on this. So yeah, we can hop on here. Just for those who didn't know, you could do the shooting ride. If you click here, start shooting ride, you go on, and then you get a little target like that, and it counts down. And yeah, you essentially go around here. You got to wait for it to turn because you can't move the camera, and then you're trying to shoot the lasers. I'm not very good at it. Can you tell why I'm not going to do one on here? Yeah, look, there's one, and that's essentially what you do. So yeah, so just I'm just going to quit that. Yeah, so if you do want to have a go, would love to know your score. But as I say, please wait until the park tour's out on the channel. Then all of the park will be uploaded to the PlayStation Workshop. So yeah, let's get some people in a seat. We'll hop in their seat as well. Let's find which one. It is this one. Let's see when people are getting in. There we go. Oh, and also, before we go, don't forget the announcement about your blasters, which is the infamous safety announcement in Duel, which goes something like this.
Please don't touch your blaster until the safety bar has lowered.
There you go. That's the announcement. So yeah, with all that being done, let's have a ride on Duel and hope this guy's gun doesn't get in our way too much. There we go. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I've just realised the one thing on this, as we always know, I don't finish one of these POVs without finding something, is that I need to put a light for this sign, because you can't quite see that it says please remain seated until the lap bar lifts. So yeah, I just need to get a light in there. Obviously at the end of Duel there's like a small section where there's no targets, that's where it kind of goes back into the station. And then you go down the exit of Duel. Down this way, you can go and get your on-ride photo. I'll put it back to daytime now so we can actually see this down here. Get your on-ride photo, and then you end up going into the shop. As I said before, I'm not building the shop here just because it's far too in-depth and I don't have the piece counter or the pieces to make it. So that's Spooks Are Us just there. But yeah, that is Duel. As I said, that has taken me a long time to build, so I do apologise for the delay in the episode, but I'm sure you can understand with my work and my social life, and it being summer and holidays and stuff, it's not something I could just do in a couple of nights. That's taken me a while, but that is the it's not the penultimate, because that's the next episode, but the third last ride to go in, whatever you call that. 2 more rides to go. This path will lead us down to Forbidden Valley. And down there will be Nemesis and Galactica. Don't know which one I'm going to do first. Obviously, there's the pirate ship down there as well. I'm not counting that as a ride, as a separate episode, obviously. I think you'd be pretty disappointed to tune in to see that I've just placed a pirate ship. But this will lead down to Forbidden Valley, and that's where I'm moving on to next. So, if you have enjoyed that, please do give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are new. Getting very close to the end now, so make sure you do subscribe and stick around for that park tour that will be coming once the park is up there and finished. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.